which is stupid to understand it.
I always
they always feel like they're on the outside of the joke, which
right.
I'm trying to go, look, I'm laughing with you, not at you.
That's
and
exactly
they just don't get it.
Well, you just tell the joke and say, remember, humor. I don't let people be sad. Because I don't want to go there. They can't go either.
Right.
And if they get stupid, then I just act like more of a clown. And eventually they smile.
Beautiful. Well, I had a guy, the story continues, his name was Turtle Blue. And one day I'm sitting down at the Roco there at the corner of Gutierrez and State Street, and I've got my little rat Strat. It didn't have a serial number anywhere on it, and I traded it, long story, for my Les Paul, because once I got into Strats, I couldn't pay my Les Paul anymore. It's like an electric typewriter. It's just like, this is too easy to play. I've lost it. And I had this friend, Danny Parslow, who is wicked bad guitar player from Worcester, Mass. Danny Parslow. This guy will play really good, and then he'll take it a step beyond. It's like he'd be playing a Led Zeppelin song and start throwing like bluegrass riffs into it so fast. It just whips your head around. So I went, you know what? The first time I met you, you wanted to play my Les Paul, and you blew me out of the water. I was 30 days sober. I was just starting a blues band. We used to play at the Rama on Saturdays. And my drummer goes, hey, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Danny. And I go, oh, nice to meet you. And I heard the Boston accent. I went, oh. And people from that part of the country, they can't help but being funny. And this guy's just quippy. And he also had a large vocabulary. So we just got more verbose back and forth. We were just like a tennis match. Verbosity. And I brought that word out. He was like, whoa, verbosity. Yes, indeed.
You speak like I do.
And
that's a compliment.
So Kenny basically said, well, Danny really likes to play guitar. He's a good guitar player, and he really loves Les Pauls. Do you think he'd mind if he sat in for a set? I said, I kind of like this guy. By all means.
We just said that at the same time, and the same words.
And this guy got up and just annihilated me. What do I have?
Snack.
Oh. And just everybody standing on State Street and in the club, their mouths were hanging open going. I mean, he plays violin and guitar. 30-second notes at a whim. You know, really tasty. And I'm just standing there going, I'm having my ass handed to me right now.
In a hat.
But there's something about this guy that I really like.
Yeah.
And now he lives in Reno. And I would love to check up on him, but he's incognito. I'd probably have to go there to find him. Loves to drink, too. Funny guy. Very talented. Very verbose.
I love people with talent and verbosity.
Verbosity.
I mean, I've used that word before, and you know, we're very similar that way.
Hey, when I'm not playing guitar, this is what I do.
That's exactly it.
I'm a smart ass.
Yeah.
I like to invent jokes on the way.
You do fine, man. I mean, you're sort of the head sound man of Studio X13. Shit.
Well, that'd be fun to get back into. I
Well,
done that in so long. Oh, and I do have a sound god.
Good to go.
I have a guy who's really good.
Oh.
And he's got him an idiot savant.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, his name's his dad.
Yeah.
Built the moon rover at Delco.
Come here. When you leave, go all the way down this way.
Okay.
And then walk around, and you'll take the stairs out, and nobody really see it.
Right.
Go the elevator way. And
Right,
all
the
that,
management thing. Go, who the hell is this?
Yeah, right.
I got you.
See you soon. Relax, Daniel. Daniel, cool. To make some music. Got to make some music, son. Man, I can tell stories. They're great stories about culture still existing in the wilds of California. Come on, the heartbeat of California. Strictly love. Right, George.
Well, back at the ranch. Pizza. Good God.
It's free food, guys.
Especially when it's free. It's a tasty pizza too. It's got everything in it. Mm. It even goes good with the back of it. I think I'll remove these. Mm. Mhm. Jerry Garcia said it once so eloquently. He says, you know, people are impressed by notes, but my philosophy is it's the space between them that's important.
Very profound.
Miles Davis never said that, but he sure expressed it quite eloquently.
Miles ahead.
A guy who changed music 4 times in his lifetime? Yeah. Even though it's kind of snarky, they asked him one day, what is your favorite word? He looked straight in the camera and he said, no. This is when he was militant. This is after Martin Luther King got shot. He was about nobody's, he was no longer anybody's butt boy, punk, slave, or Negro. Thank you. I'm Miles Davis.
If I look like I'm nodding off, I might be, but I'm still here though. I'm just.
Speaking of which, I haven't done my blood pressure medication, which is enough to make me nod out.
Hey, I took my medication. Maybe there was something in there. That's good. Yeah, low key. But we're broadcasting. It's great.
Right before they let me out of the Hooskow,
Mm-hmm.
I came to the door and they called my name and they said, yeah, what? And the nurse was there. And I'd already done my meds. And they said, we want to do a blood pressure reading. So she had one of those little cups. She tried it 4 times. 6 or whatever. She tried it 4 times. Wow. And it wouldn't register. I said, what, am I dead? She said, no, you're obviously alive and apparently doing quite well. I said, well, I did my medication this morning.
Uh-huh.
See ya.
Yeah.
That wouldn't register.
I hope this music
What am I,
registered in.
space alien?
I hope this music resonates in the background well.
What? Let's see her read.
Without stepping on us too much there. Oh yeah. So let's see what's back here.
I don't know if you got it. But keeping with the subject of incarceration,
Yes, kind sir.
I'm in there for a sleeping ticket, right? And I failed to appear because it's kind of hard to get a guitar into a courtroom. I mean, I remember when I could, but now the security's so nuts. You can't bring your car keys with you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's that about? And so, there I am in court on my failure to appear, and they shackle me down. Cuffs, chain around the link to it, and ankle bracelets. And I'm in there in, restorative court. And like, on the pants they gave me and the underwear they gave me, when the guy dressed me in, he said, what size? I go, medium. I'm a medium kind of guy, 5'7.5", 30-inch waist. And ta-da. I don't give a shit. I don't like your clothes anyway. Well, he gave me worn out, like 34 shorts and probably 32 pants. They'd been stretched out by some other guy, too short. So I'm in court and I'm shackled down, and they asked me to rise. And I said, we might have a problem here. I don't know if I'll be able to keep my pants on. My pants with shackles and leg anklets and the whole 9 yards bared my ass in court. I got to bare my ass in court. I had Hove and some other officer pulling my pants up for me. The whole courtroom just went. Absolutely. And then I got up and stood at the bar and gave them a full ration of shit. I said, why am I here? Once again, like the last time I was in your courtroom, I'm here for the crime of being poor. So what are we going to do about this? And Hove stepped in and he said, I want Mr. Knapp released at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and we're going to talk. Well, that was several days ago. And because I was so humiliated, I mean, I was funny and I could hang, but still, being shackled down, I was looking at these three lawyeresses and the judge like, I want to fucking kill you. Why am I so shackled down? What am I going to run away? What am I going to beat somebody up? You're pissing me off. And when I go out at people, it's pretty intense. These Finnish eyeballs, these wide-set blue eyes, can actually scare people.
Piercing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I'll call Officer Hook tomorrow, maybe. But I'm broke. Yeah, unfortunately it's Sunday. Although, I might actually be able to contact him. He's a pretty available guy.
Well.
Okay. Maybe one more piece of pizza and one more beer and I'll have enough nerve. He asked me, are you going to stop drinking? I said, yeah, I'm considering stopping. Trouble I've got myself into recently is pretty noteworthy. I'm paying attention. Lost phone.
That's pretty horrendous.
Man ripped off for $250. Guitar's gone. It's becoming telltale. Because the best solvent in the world is alcohol. You lose everything. And then eventually you lose yourself either to wet brain disease, cirrhosis of the liver, or you just flat out die or get beat up someplace when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm. God rest.
But then again,
God rest Jacko.
It wasn't for my inebriate friend over here, Mr. Leprechaun, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
This is the truth.
So, there's pluses and minuses.
There are. And Leprechaun is certainly a plus in any place that would be They call this on Google, when you Google Earth,
Right?
Google Maps, they call this place a nursing home.
A nursing home. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Good enough. I like it.
Oh. As far as I can see, the nurses are treating you pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I hope my little niece thinks I'm doing okay with my place. And
How old's your niece?
She's not little. My nieces are many and in their 40s, you know. A few maybe maybe even 50.
Yeah, I've been niece to in their 40s, man.
And they're cool, but it's their children. My great nephews and great nieces
Right.
that are the shit. So I don't have kids, so I put a lot of stock into this. And there was 13 years difference between the youngest of those 4 children and me. Different fathers and, you know, so on and so
Right.
forth. And so I was never really part of that clique, you know, and they didn't like the newcomer, and Mom spoiled me, and da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, so. Oh, that sibling rivalry. Well, I outlived them all. And now I have the pride of feeling like I have family for the first time. I had to tell them all my brother died, and that's when we started getting in touch, and so they brought me into the loop because the parents aren't out there going, no, he stays out.
Right.
You know, so the kids, I knew this would happen too. When I was doing it as a kid, I said, be good. This is family.
Right.
One day it'll come back to you. And I never figured on births and the fact that people come into the family in a very holy fashion. I mean, if you think about it, it's just not birth, it's a happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, another cosmic being, yay!
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, brother, that's it. So I've never had that, and having a little family now that I'm kind of responsible for, and the patriarch of the little family. I get to spew my little wits and wisdoms, you know.
Right. Your
And
experience.
my great nephew is playing basketball on a scholarship at, you know, Butte College. It's not a real big deal, but he's going to be seen, and he'll be picked because he's good. He's tall and lanky and blocks shots and shit, but small enough to play a good point guard.
Right.
You know? So, and he's young. He rides bulls and shit. Oh, he's a tough little guy. He is.
Ride a bull, you're a badass.
Fucking A, man. I wouldn't do that. Fuck that shit. I love cowboys.
Well, you were talking earlier about the virtue of not being rich.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend that lives upstairs that's worth about $250,000. Of course, his sister spent the other $250,000 on herself because she's just a mindless, neurotic, you know, place case.
Like most of the women here in Santa Barbara.
And, yeah, he grew up on the Riviera. And,
on the Rib.
And poor Dave. He's locked in here. He's on SSI. Doesn't want to part with his SSI for insurance reasons, right? And $300,000, hey, sounds like a lot of money. Real quick. And so...
I can spend it quick.
And he doesn't get along with his siblings. Me, on the other hand, I ate chicken in a can. I ate Velveeta blocks. I lived on...
Let's get a place. Let's start a community.
So I've been through all that.
Yeah.
And the thing is I could talk to my brother and my sister, and they both unconditionally love me.
That's it.
And that, to me, is worth more than $300,000 any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's sure.
It's not that I'm broke. I get $25 in savings, so I'll go out and hustle. I'll do what I have to do.
What time is it? I mean, calendar-wise, what's today? Is hold on, I got it right here. I got it right here. Today is Sunday, August 17th.
17th.
18th, 19th,
That's right. Next Friday I get new teeth. My lowers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We got a long time to go, man.
They looked at my uppers and they went,
I'm going to have to be scamming with you. I'll take the guitar down and you can play it and I'll do some front work and then I'll play it and you can do some front work. On State Street. Do some soft shoe, I'm sure pick up a little cash.
Find a good singer. See, I don't sing, and if you don't sing, they just walk by like you're not even there. It's really humiliating. I quit playing on State Street because
I know, quit.
Well, I know the best harmonica player in town, besides Tom Ball. Tom Ball
yeah, I know
is the best harmonica player in the universe, probably, as far as I'm concerned. But my friend Bentnose plays straight ahead and very volatile Chicago blues. So one day I'm standing at Farmer's Market.
Does your harp player play as well as, let's see.
Charlie Musselwhite.
Oh, wow.
I think he could blow Charlie out. Well, Charlie and him is good toe-to-toe, and I love Charlie.
You know Lee Oscar?
Yeah.
He's pretty good, too.
Yeah. He plays about as well as Lee Oscar does.
Well, he introduced...
He plays up into the fourth bracket, and he takes it to the edge.
And he brought into being the A minor and the stuff like that. The minors and harmonics. You can do harmonic melodies.
Right, yeah. They have all these different kind of exotic...
multi things. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, minor harmonicas.
Yeah, that shit's great.
And then they have another thing that's like...
I play harp. I stick one here, and one here, so I can jump key.
That's hip. The only other harp player I ever knew
I lost my lip.
I
don't have any teeth, so I can't push
against
the harp.
Carl. But he could just pick a harmonica and just tie it down it.
I got one here somewhere. It's a nice one.
And Harpo, he used to play with Bonnie Raitt. He used to do that.
Oh, really?
Runaway. He had to have 3 harmonicas, and he would do that.
I'm going to have to look that up on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure he played multi-harps. I don't know if he ran them in 3 fingers, but he'd grab them and do the modulations.
Yeah, right. I just kept them here because it was all good, and people couldn't even really see what you were doing.
Like
kind of hiding it.
The Roland Rashkirk, the guy who played 2 or 3 saxophones at once.
and nose flute.
Man.
Rassan Roland Kirk.
That guy. What a monster. And a hell of a guy.
Oh,
funny, too. Interviews. Very funny. Yeah, man.
Very good. So, we're having a good morning.
I'm having a wonderful morning, man. I walked out of here, tied my shoes, and went.
Throw that over here.
Okay.
In that area.
Right.
Roll it up a little bit.
Okay.
Just a tad.
Like a big cone.
That's not necessary. Yeah, it's a duvet cover.
Nice. Comfy.
Better than the raw floor. And then, yeah, there you go. You got it.
Perfect. I have a house cleaning business, believe it or not. I'm so unorganized now, I can't believe it. I've become inept. Right. Just, I don't even want to talk about it.
You can throw those on there, too.
Okay.
Actually, give me those. I'll put them back under my legs. I like it sits like this too long. I gotta have this action every once in a while.
I understand. By the way,
there we go.
I love your characterization of yourself up there in the black and white.
Yeah, that's done in the style of The Simpsons.
That
so
is
it's
Matt
called
Groening.
Simpsonized. I'll be able to do you one here with.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I can find that still.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. We got to. That's why I'm taking the pictures and stuff. Because I'll take them out and edit them. There's one in the bathroom of me.
Most people I wouldn't trust doing this, but I totally trust you.
Well,
because you're an artist.
Well, it's going where it's going, and
yeah,
you know, it's more content than I'm used to, which is great. I do it by myself, and it's empty. You know.
Right.
But
I used to play Monopoly by myself. I used to play Rummy by myself, free-handed.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'm a wicked fucking Rummy player.
I used to play fucking Rummy with multiple hands.
Three.
And sometimes I'd pick one of them. Oh, okay, I'm going to be this guy. Fuck those other guys.
Yeah, exactly. What a weird psychological thing to do.
Yeah.
But very cool. And I used to play Monopoly, and I actually, I had 2 Monopoly sets.
I tried always to be the one I chose to be the bank.
Well, I used to build models too. I had a model room. I had the most bitchin' model room. Built hot rods.
Did you know Harry down at the beach that made things out of trash?
Yeah.
Harry, man, he lived out in the water.
What a character.
Oh, yeah, he lived out in the water.
That guy was a pirate.
He's a pirate and a pervert. I used to.
Yeah, I know. He's a womanizer.
I used to play
guitar.
He does.
Is he still with us?
I don't know, brother.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
And a crotchety son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Good morning, Harry. Fuck you. Well, all right.
That's it. It's just
I don't know you well enough, but you haven't said good morning to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I kind of like that.
Oh, no. It's
I love New Yorkers. I
totally
love people
beautiful
from
and
Boston.
honest. Did those get dry?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good deal.
Very nicely. Now,
you got a medicine
I have
now.
to do some show and tell here.
Also got to do your meds, right?
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for reminding me. I space this stuff out. I don't like having to do this.
Well, hey.
Well, it puts me in a bad. This shit it nods me out, and then I'm all like floundering, and I'm on the street, and I just get 1 mile wide depressed. You know,
it's bad. It's bad for you that way.
So
know that. But you're here, and I'll monitor the situation to make sure you don't have too bad a trip.
I'll take that 2 important ones, wrapping around the line. Well, Cinepro, I don't have a problem with, except it doesn't really do anything for me.
Well, it does. After a while, it does things to you that you notice if you don't take it.
I'll take it this evening. I keep switching.
I take New Vigil as well. That's a mood enhancer.
What is that?
New Vigil.
Really?
About $700 a bottle. 30-day supply.
So it's
New Vigil.
It's not a
Nuvigil. It's a
not an antidepressant. It's a mood enhancer.
Yes. I take them in the morning. That, my lisinopril, and lisinopril, or what were we talking about? No, lisinopril is the other one.
Quantity's really old.
Oh, I was talking about Deluxetine. I take Deluxetine and
what's that for?
New Vigil, some kind of side thing. Actually, it works well with pain meds.
Well, you're alert.
You're
creative. You're not all doped out. I mean, you were nodding there for a minute. But,
well, no, I'll nod in and out all day. That's because I don't sleep enough. Got up pretty early this morning, too.
Yeah, so. My mind runs. You know, I have this neurotic obsession. I'll plug my earphones in and leave the radio on all night, especially on Thursdays.
Oh no, I definitely listen to something all night long. I gotta have at
To
least
keep
the BBC.
my brain shut off.
The
It
BBC.
shuts my brain off.
Yeah,
My brain just goes cancel.
that's it.
But then I wake up
Wake up and it's
and
there.
I've got
And it's there, and you
all
just
these
run off.
disassociated thoughts running through my head, like names and like dates and
Yeah.
just disassociated crap, and I'm like, this is not good.
Because you vacuum it in.
That's why I listen to Alan Watts Thursday night and Friday morning.
Keeps the
And then there's that girl, that astrologer girl, Casey.
The rhythm. It keeps
You
the
heard
rhythm
her?
of life going.
Oh man,
No.
I'm telling you, Thursday into Friday morning on KPFK is psychedelic, and then you end up with Tom Hartman. And Tom Hartman, as far as I'm concerned, is the last intellectual liberal voice on a continual basis there is. He's on every afternoon on Kapupka, otherwise known as KPFK.
Yep.
And it's the only station. You know, they fired Alan Watts from KPFA. He started that fucking station. He was a board member, and they fired him. That's when he started broadcasting from Gate 5, Gate 6 in Sausalito. I was there in '72. After I came back, see, Vietnam War was still going on. I was 4F because my brother's only 7.5 years older than me.
Yeah.
So they gave me the walk. You ain't got to go. Your brother put his ass on the line. That's it.
Well,
but my friends' lottery numbers were coming up, and it just maddened me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my friends are running around scared, wondering if their ass is going to be on the line next.
That's
So
right.
my best buddy and I, we grew a bunch of Oaxaca in his backyard. I was a bass player friend of mine. I was just starting music, so I started hanging around with smart guys. Got rid of all my dipshit friends, but I had this one friend of mine who was not real bright, Bill Brown, and he had a single mom and older brother who was hardly ever there. He'd come and go. Maybe on weekends he'd drop by and get a change of clothes. And mom was a working mom. And so we had the house to ourselves. And that's where I got divergenized by his girlfriend. Kind of sad, but she was a nice piece of ass, I'll tell you. Yeah, dirty blonde, about 118 pounds, about 5'6". Nice tight titties. Gorgeous. I loved the fuck. Anyway, so my bass player buddy goes, I said, do you have any seeds? And he goes, yeah, man, I got a whole canister of seeds. I said, what kind are they? They're all Oaxacan seeds. I go, really? He goes, yeah, you can have them. So we grew a stand of weed, and in 3 months, these suckers are 3.5 feet tall. We didn't butt them out because we became paranoid. Because the thing was just this big emerald green bush. What I did is I put all the seeds in a milk container, then halved the milk container, and then started dividing them out, and then we put them in a box in the ground, aerated, and let it go. Man. And so we took the leaf, we harvested all the leaf, dried it out, did a little experiment with molding. Somebody told me, yeah, mold, that makes it really intense. Bad idea. But we ended up with some really good weed. And so, and then I found a connection for some really good pink Moroccan hash. And we had the old-fashioned, backpacks with the tubes. And I said, watch this, Bill. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap this hash and put it down the tubes. We'll just smoke the weed as we go. And we headed north. We were going to Canada. In a serious, we were on a mission.
A bid to get out of the draft.
Woke up, I think it was June, and Nixon was doing trade accords with Russia and China at the time. And as much as we hated Nixon in retrospect, thank you, Mr. Dick. Thank you very much. And thank you for the EPA, by the way, for what it's worth. It's run by a bunch of corporatist pigs. But
Lobbyists.
So, we woke up, I don't know, June 7th, foggier than hell, right across the Columbia River, Vancouver, Washington. We wake up and scurry up and let's get up and move. And so we're out there in the fog hitchhiking, and this old crusty ass hippie in a 53 DeSoto pulls up. And we go, where you going? He goes, up the road. Take us to a restaurant or something. Drop us off at least at a place where we can get some food, etc., and take a piss and do our thing. And he said, okay. He's got this old crusty AM radio on. And it's like gloomy and foggy, and this is beat DeSoto. We're crawling down the highway with dim lights, six volt system. You know, the lights are dimming and we don't keep the R's up.
Right.
And on the radio comes. It's just been announced that Richard Nixon has negotiated a deal with Vietnam, and while he is making junkets between Russia and Vietnam and China and everything, and he's agreed to make negotiations. And by the way, the lottery for the draft has been temporarily canceled. I looked at my friend and I went, "We're fucking free, dude. Let's go to Minnesota and visit my Vietnam vet brother." We hitchhike across, man, we went to Idaho, we bumped into this guy, we were in this, it wasn't Coeur d'Alene, it was this little copper mining town in the middle of these mountains, man, so steep, it made Cumberland look tame. Just covered dirt fur. And spruce, and these beautiful trees. Tiny little town, and had a little triangle square right downtown. And so we just kind of like end up there, and there's a whorehouse right across the street. I mean, there's 18-wheelers lined up all the way around it, great big, with a big classic whorehouse. And we went, "What's that?" And he goes, "That's a whorehouse." I went, "Holy shit. Yeah, I guess that stands to reason." I'm 17. And so he goes, "So you got hash?" We went, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I just got back from Germany. I'm going to show you something you've never seen before. You mind?" We went, "Fine." He says, "You have rolling tobacco?" We said, "Yeah, we got rolling tobacco." He said, "Watch this." So he rolls a spleet.
With
and he
tobacco.
puts the hash on the top.
Tobacco on hash.
He does the little twisty top.
Yep.
Burns the edges.
Right.
Pulls the thing off. He said, and he taught us to smoke it. Show him.
That's it.
Oh man, did we get ripped?
Oh yeah. And you see
and
God.
We went, oh
if
yeah.
It's good hash.
And he was a really cool dude.
Good hash is psychedelic.
Oh, it really is. Oh, what's really cool these days is bubble hash.
Oh yeah.
Here's what's happening in the market.
That's what we were smoking.
Yeah. You know what's happening in the market? Shake is now outpacing bud because people can't afford the bud. They take the shake, put it in a bucket, grind it up with ice, and went, really, that's all that's in there? No gun oil, none of that fancy, all that mystery of good hashish? They went, no. And my friend knows the whole process. My friend that knows where to get Lucy, and we'll keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean by Lucy? Because they can't bust you if you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows the whole process. And I heard it on the radio, and he says, nah, because the last stuff he had was made with 5 different kinds of bud from Humboldt County.
Yeah.
This stuff was so good. Wax. And I've smoked top-notch wax when I was in Berkeley.
Yeah.
I had wax the color of that. This guy gave it to me right in front of, was that hot dog, the hot dog stand on Durant. I'm standing out there in the rain with brothers, and we're all kind of like taking turns sipping beers and panhandling, hustling, right? college students, which is just fun. That town is fun to panhandle in.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can talk sociological shit and they actually understand what you're talking about.
That's it.
Like, my line was, I'm trying to re-stimulate the American economy. Can you help me out with a little spare change? And people just fucking laugh their asses. Even if they didn't give me money, they'd go, that's fucking funny. I go, that's my job.
That's right.
Turtle Blue. I didn't finish that story. I was pissed off as hell. I had my rat strap and my little amp. I had a solo PV, battery operated, and I proceeded to kind of warm up. And Turtle Blue is aging and in a wheelchair, and I was his wheelman. And I took care of him, he took care of me, and he knew how to panhandle really good. And older cat, he's from Montana. And so the cops come by and just give me a full ration of shit and write me a ticket for loitering. And I'm like, you gotta be out of your fucking mind. Well, you're illegally in this parking lot. I go, really? Are you gonna stand here and give people tickets all day long that walk from here to the Roco to get coffee and then go back to their business? Their car isn't in here, per se. He said, you're full of shit. This is called selective enforcement. This is really when I was like at the forefront of being a radical, like in-your-face homeless activist. This is in the 80s. And, no, it's early 90s. And so they write me my ticket. And I'm so pissed off at this point. I go, Turtle, I'm going to go to the pawn shop. I'm going to put my guitar and my amp in the pawn shop and get some money so we can be fortified. They said, don't do that. And I said, dude, I can't play my guitar on the street. What's the fucking point? So I march up the pawn shop and get like, I don't know, $50 for the two of them. Go across the street to when it was Sal's, now it's called Presidio. Buy myself a pack of Camel. Walk down State Street with 3 cigarettes in my mouth. That's how pissed off I am. And walk down the street and people were like looking at me like, ooh, this guy's like, and I had really long hair too. By the way, I can't put my hair in a ponytail. It's too thin. It always comes unraveled and fucks my hair up. So I'm literally got hair down to my tits. Just walking down the street like, you better get out of my way or I'll bite your head off and shit down your throat kind of attitude. With 3 cigarettes in my mouth. And I think I did it twice by the time I got back to him. And I'm just angry and just... And Turtle Blue looks at me and he goes, son, I have some advice for you. He said, you know what your job is for the rest of your life? To put as many smiles on as many people on any given day till the day you die. Never forgotten. Some days are better than others, but that, like you said, make people happy.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah.
Namaste.
So the next thing I want to do is become a comedian. And after Robin Williams' passing, now it's really important.
Oh, this is also the Studio Devils as a theatrical amplifier.
Excellent. Excelsior. Yeah, the world is but a stage.
But still, it's wise to get up every morning and put on one's armor of love, pick up the shield of wisdom, and utilize the strength and swiftness of the sword of truth.
Well, you know what they say? The most complex thing in the universe, besides the universe, is sitting right on top of your shoulders.
That's it.
It's the universe looking back at itself. That's my theory.
Oh, that's very good.
You want another good quote?
we're just becoming more of the self that we're describing and being.
And you can steal all my intellectual property. I don't really give a shit. I'm giving it all away. But here's a quote that I came up with when I was
I give it all away too.
Yeah, give it away, give it away, give it away, man.
That's
It's the only way you can market your art anymore.
Oh,
if you want your money forward, get in line.
I had those guys in my spotlight before, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They were way ahead of their time.
Oh yeah, he came out with the sock on the cock, and
I always
stood up. And the way that the Mateel Community Center is built, it's got this giant window behind the stage. So if you were up, you could see him doing his thing.
Right.
Well, from the back, he was naked.
Right, I know.
And so yeah,
that's a clause in his contract.
Yeah, it was.
And then the guy in what's that girl who knows Taekwondo? What the hell are they called? God, I can't think of the name of the band. Their drummer started the same thing. He says, "No, I'm not playing drums with my pants on. Fuck you." But here's my quote. I consider myself a significantly insignificant member of a perfectly imperfect universe.
Man, that's...
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
I think Einstein might have been...
That's physics, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly...
Quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics. Very good, bro. Shit.
When I read...
nice to know you, Dan.
The Foundation trilogy...
Do something with the jeans.
I was...
that chair remains empty.
I was sick, and I was living in this trailer. I was managing... Well, I was doing everything in this restaurant. The crepe and...
We never know when somebody might come in and need a seat.
Right.
And if the old man comes in, the captain, I'll ask you to sit there so he can...
Right, and I'll move my shit.
Yeah.
I was going to do show and tell, but...
Your shit's all good.
I was...
You can put it back to you.
I was managing, and this is when the restaurant moved to Trinidad. You know where Trinidad, California is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had the luxury of living in that community.
That must have been fun.
There, oh, God.
Kind of a nice place.
And we had the, right on the frontage road, I forget what the name of the place was, but it had a bar and cottages and a restaurant. Surrounded by small redwood trees, young growth.
Yeah.
But beautiful. We're like a mile and a half away from Patrick's Point. And another roadside attraction, if you know who that guy is. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
That author, that wild man author, who kind of looks like me, or should I say I look like him. But anyway,
you look alike.
Yeah, we're look alike. Not doppelgangers, but where's it going with this? It was winter time. Business was kind of slow. I had a bitchy waitress and my owners, my handlers, the people who ran the business went on vacation. First they went on vacation together, and then they took separate vacations. But when they went on vacation for like a week or two, it was like around Christmas time. Horrible, just constant downpour, Humboldt County, right?
Yeah.
And I lived at the trailer court about a quarter of a mile up the road. And I had this like 35-foot trailer that I was renting for like $80 a month. Trinidad.
Oh, cool.
There's a little trailer court right up the road.
Yeah, I had the bus and a couple of trailer parks up there.
Man. So, I don't know if I came down with food I think I had pneumonia or something. Just bad bronchitis, which once you have bronchitis, you always have bronchitis, especially if you smoke cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I just happened to have Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy. And I'm not a quick reader. I finished this book in 4 days.
Well, some books affect you like that.
When I got to the last chapter...
I read Siddhartha in one night.
And yeah. I've read that 5 times now.
Oh, man.
One of my favorite books.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm burning for this book. This is fantastic. This Russian author is just fucking amazing. And I'm really way off. Well, just for spare time, I used to read Scientific American in the bookstore in downtown Arcata. On rainy days, I'd have a cup of coffee, smoke some weed, and go. They had stacks of fucking national, I mean, everything. And so I'm reading this book, and the plot is going along, and the plot is going along, and I went, I know exactly what the ending of this book is. They're going to find an identical mirror image system of civilization on the opposite side of the galaxy. And I nailed it. I went, I just like went, fuck, who the hell am I? How did I know that?
Well, the thing is that you did.
Called quantum mechanics.
You can't argue with a good thing, a good theory. If we allow ourselves to be a conduit and touch that parallel universe, we pick up things.
The pineal gland.
Yeah, sometimes it's called wisdom.
Quit watching TV years ago.
Right.
That's
we're making TV now.
I heard this would happen.
Oh yeah, but this is much better. 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Well,
I mean 1 minute, 1 hour and 35 seconds in.
Wow. Like I was listening to Noam Chomsky.
Oh yeah.
On Sundays, I normally listen to KPFK.
Right.
I start out with at least a half hour Alan Watts, right after the gospel hour.
Right.
Sometimes I'm into gospel, but when they start talking too heavy and judgmentally about the guy they nailed to the cross, it kind of pisses me off. He died for my sins. Channel check. And so I'll listen to K-Tide for a while. You know, if they're not playing something too stupid, I'll actually listen to it.
Oh, Bob Marley early at
Oh,
Sunday.
well, yeah, right. But see, that comes on right when Alan Watts is on.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm talking about 7 to 7:30 to up to 8.
Yeah.
Because Alan comes on at 8 o'clock. And unfortunately, it conflicts with Bob Marley, who I love. I mean, how can't you?
Yeah.
And so then after that comes on this guy who's an economist. His name is R.D. Wolf. He's from Massachusetts. He's a Jew. He's smart as a whip. He announces his show. He goes, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is R.D. Wolf, and I've been an economist for most of my adult life. I went to this college, and this is my website address, and you can contact me there, find any of my information. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, you can do your own research." Just like Stephanie Miller or Lanny Rhodes said. You know what? You think I'm just talking shit here? You just think I'm a talking head? If you don't believe me, do your research. You got a computer, don't you? Check me out. Riff-raff this. Because I ain't fucking around. I'm talking facts. R.D. Wolf. Ugh. And then after that comes on, I mean, it's just Sunday morning on KPFK. It's just nothing but philosophy and economy and, well, it starts out with Alan Watts. I mean, that's a nice way to start your Sunday morning. Go argue with that guy. And so the other morning, because they were doing fundraising, they kind of changed their format. But they had R.D. Wolf, Noam Chomsky, and this lady and one other person, I can't remember. But I'm listening to Noam Chomsky, who's considered the modern day Socrates. Actually, another intellectual came out and said, you know, basically the guy, no, Plato. They said he's the equivalent of Plato. And I listened to him speak, and I was like, you know, I agree with your insight, and you're very eloquent. But I thought to myself, I went, if I may say so, I know I'm a shameless egotist, just like Alan Watts. I went, this guy doesn't have anything on me. And he's got a lot more access to information than I do other than the radio. People go, how do you know all this shit, Dan? I go, I listen to the radio. They go, what? This is the 21st century. Don't you have a computer or a smartphone or blah, blah, blah? I go, you know what? The last time I checked, all these people with smartphones, and you accept it, but these idiots that get sucked into the widget world are zombies.
Right.
I've seen them walk through intersections. One day I was driving my Volvo this way on Correo Street, headed towards the intersection of State Street at 10:30 on a, I don't know, Sunday morning or something. Just mild traffic. And this girl is mindlessly walking through the intersection at a red light with her smartphone. And I just kind of, because I look down the road like my dad taught me, look ahead. And so I just kind of pulled my foot off the gas pedal and just, I didn't even honk at her. I was stunned in amazement. Another morning I was sitting in front of Starbucks, where I used to hang out all the time on Victoria State. And I was parked right across from Chase Bank. And I saw this girl walk through, not one, but two red lights with her phone. I finally went over to her and I said, you dumb bitch. And she said, what? I said, that's right, you dumb bitch. She goes, what do you mean by that? I said, I just watched you mindlessly walk through two red lights. There was an old lady, thank God she had presence of mind, and her eyesight was still working, because she would have blown you out of the water with her car. She actually had to put her brakes on. You didn't even pay attention to her. You have no consideration or mindfulness for anybody but yourself. You're a selfish bitch. How can you say that to me? I said, you want to hear it again?
Yeah, very easily.
You're a selfish bitch. And I said it to her. And you're disgusting. I said, you're mindless. Have a good day. Pay attention.
Have a good day.
So that's the nasty side of me, which I'm not very proud of, but sometimes
Oh, hey.
push comes to shove.
That's it, Jack.
And I make fun of people on State Street. They're walking down the street, and they've gotten better at it, though. People can actually multitask now, and they'll move out of your way. But when they first came out, they'd walk right into you. I'm like, excuse me?
Like it's an excuse.
You and your fucking widget? And there's another one. One of the guys that was at that garage in Cupertino with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, he was this Milagro. His parents came from Mexico. We go back and forth across the border in New Mexico. And they noticed their son was kind of really good at math. So they enrolled him in the high school, Sands, New Mexico. And he was so good at math, they came to him and they said, do you know anything about computers? He said, I've heard about them, but no. They said, would you be interested in the program of computers? This is when they had the big spools, full of shit.
Back in the day.
So he went in there and started playing with that and got the concept. And then he heard about these guys out in California.
Yeah.
And so after he, I think he got, a BA or something, and decided, I've had enough in New Mexico. I think I'm going to go out to California here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think he likes to smoke pot, too. This guy had dreadlocks down to his ankles.
Oh, cool.
Mexican. Genius. Off the scale, like 200 IQ, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And came out there and introduced himself, just basically found out the address and walked in and said, hi, my name is Gerard. I forget his last name. And he goes, I'm very interested in working with you. Here's my pedigree. I've been working in Sands, New Mexico with computer systems. They were like, ooh, that's a mind trust.
Yeah, really?
Seriously, back in the 70s. Yeah, that's serious business. So he said, sure. So he developed cybertronics, where you put the helmet on your head. He started playing with that and developing little games.
The virtual reality.
Right. So he invented virtual reality. I have another joke about that too. Um, and so there they were developing all this amazing shit that we're sitting here recording on.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing with it, and he developed the headset and just went off into virtual reality.
Oh, yeah.
And after a few days, he took them off and was like, I don't feel like the same person I used to be. My mind has changed. And so what he did is he came to free speech at the lecture hall out in El Vista, the name of it.
Yeah.
And I read about it, and I went, I gotta go see this. And so I went out there and watched this guy, and he had the strangest instrument. It's this box where you slide reeds into it, and it's like a giant harmonica. And he said, this is the original computer. And people were like, what are you talking about? It's a fucking mahogany box, and it makes noise. And he described it very much like Michio Kaku. He really had that quality where he could speak to a mediocre mind and inspire them. He was a great teacher.
Right.
But the program was called, what was it called? Beware of Your Widget. And when I heard that title, and this is before I saw girls walking through intersections with their fucking widgets.
Right.
I was still, because I had just gotten a cell phone, and cell phones drive me out of my mind. Because you gotta take your mind and shift. And it takes a lot of energy to do. And he described that. He said, do you realize that when you learn how to use one of these, the amount of emotion, just the incredible brain power it takes for you to change your mind from one way of thinking, like reading a book,
right,
or doing things in analog and transferring it to digital, it changes the way it changes your personality. You're literally putting your soul on the line, okay? And he looked right at the audience with a very serious stare. He says, you don't think so? Think about it again. Think about the way you were thinking before you had all these modern conveniences. Like even, we can go back to telephones and TVs. And it changes people's behavior and the way they interact with one another. And a lot of it is very good, gives you access to incredible amounts of information, and you can interact. But it also changes your personality and the way you react with one another on a human level. I was like,
and it's too easy to deviate.
This guy who invented fucking virtual reality is speaking my mind.
Well, basically,
for nothing.
Yeah.
They asked him questions like, well, can you answer this question? He goes, no, right now I'm working for the CIA and the Pentagon and a lot of other really dangerous people, so I can only answer certain questions because I am their brain trust.
That is a nice way to avoid
and
arguments.
The guy's a total hippie.
Right. That's a good way to avoid arguments, so if you say that, who's going to want to challenge it?
You know, one of the most powerful things you can do psychologically to another person?
Empower them.
Ask them a question. Yeah, put the ball in their court.
Well, if you empower
That's what
them.
I do in court, and it freaks them out. I start asking them questions. And they're like, without representation, well, even if I have a dump truck, I start asking questions. I go, excuse me, I have a question. And the judge looks at me like, oh fuck, here we go. Yeah, I learned that. I learned that from Mitch Snyder. Remember Mitch?
It doesn't ring a bell right off.
The Community for Civil Disobedience, Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, he croaked himself, or that's what they said.
Ah, there you go.
You know,
The old
it's like
CIA,
Jimi Hendrix,
just like
Mitch Mitchell, and he's dead now, but Mitch Mitchell wasn't all that sure either. Because Jimmy was a force. Talk about a scary Negro.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. The second I saw him, I was like, I saw Access Bold as Love, and I went,
wow,
what's this black guy doing on the cover of a rock album? Then it's the first time I heard it. I had just listened to Disraeli Gears for the first time, 1968, Southern Minnesota,
great.
which blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, whoa.
Then you're primed.
And then they said, well, check this out.
Boom.
And they put Access Bold as Love on. And I looked at the album cover and I go, what's this black guy doing playing rock and roll?
And that album's the one that looks like Christina's.
Oh, yeah.
The multi-headed
Elephants,
thing. Yeah, exactly.
all that psychedelia.
Ganesh.
How did that guy, I mean, he died at 20, how the fuck did he know all that shit?
At 31, yeah.
At 27.
27?
He's part of the 27 club. Janice, Jimmy, and Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, you really want to get your mind blown? You know how old Dwayne Allman was when he hit a peach truck? And after all that music he did with Aretha Franklin, Chitlin Circuit, and then created the Allman Brothers?
Oh, like
he was 24. 24.
That's very productive.
He sounded as good as any seasoned blues guitar player I've ever heard in my fucking life. And he died at 24.
And the sun's no slouch either.
And look who he inspired. We were listening to him last night.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, brother.
And then a year later, not Butch Trucks, but their bass player. Same intersection, same situation. To the day. Now, what's that about?
That was, I felt that
Very
was
okay.
kind of, yeah, I thought that was just kind of a way for him to get out of it.
Maybe kind of like the same thing Robin Williams did.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
like I'm checking out of that enough.
Yeah. Well, okey doke. Let's check out of this one.
All right.